Hey everybody, it's John and Heather from our Hodgepodge Homestead. Today we're going to go through and show you our seed haul that we've gotten this year for our garden. This year we're adding lots of flowers.
Lots of flowers.
And we've got like a schedule and a 3-ring binder here of when we're going to plant what, so that we're not constantly trying to figure out what we got to put in, seed starting trays first and all that. So we've got a plan. And like we said in our last video, we are hoping that with this plan and the new seeds we got, and then our seed trays that we have over here, we have 2 of these. We're hoping that will help us be better stewards of our garden and get things on track and keep them on track, so that come August we're eating the wealth from the garden.
Right.
So, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
A little thing on these seed trays. So Heather bought this one online, probably on Amazon or whatever, for outrageous money.
No, I think we got one. Did we get it on Amazon? Because
Oh,
I
we
thought
ordered
we
it
bought
through the
one
mail.
at Michael's and we bought one at Hobby Lobby.
No, I think we ordered one. Well, maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But anyway, this one cost, I think, $40. And we got this one at Hobby Lobby for like $8.
Yeah.
Okay, so these trays, they're sealable. They've got nice little handles. They lock down, so your trays can go. Your seed packets can go in these little trays. And we've got ours labeled as for what type of vegetable they are. Like we've got all our brassicas in one, carrots, radishes, whatever.
And we have herbs and flowers.
Herbs and flowers in this one.
You can kind of see all of them labeled.
Yeah, but it helps in just keeping track of what we have. It's real easy. How many cucumber seeds do we have? Well, we open her up and we got a lot of cucumber seeds.
Pretty sure we bought some more,
though.
though.
We probably did, but
Well, the ones we bought last year did not do well, so we'll get to that. But yeah, and these go on sale often. So I think we got one. I know Michael's has them, and they go on clearance. They're actual photo storage containers, so they're the perfect size to store and sort photos. But like he said, we got them at Hobby Lobby. They also have them on Amazon. They can range anywhere from on sale for $12.99 all the way up to like $40, depending on where you buy them from. So keep an eye out for sales. But we did want to go into just a little bit about some of the new seeds that we ordered. Just our own little shopping haul here from. We buy mostly from M.I. Gardner and Baker Creek. With the exception of our onions, we buy those from Dixondale Farms. And our garlic, where did we buy our garlic from? I think we got that from M.I. Gardner as well.
Yeah, and then I also got, I think each, they were $5 for 6 cloves or something like that. But I bought 3 packages at a little like Farmer Days in some little town by us. And they're all coming up really good. They're probably 2-3 inches up out of the leaves now. So, and the stuff I bought at this little farmer stand was locally grown, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
The reason we always go to my gardener first is his seed packets are $2 a pack, and for anything over $20 is free shipping. So definitely a good deal. Baker Creek is really good too. Their prices are a little bit more, and they vary depending on the type of seed that you're buying. Anywhere from $3 to $5, I think, is pretty average. And I don't remember if we paid shipping for them or not, but he is also local to Michigan. Right. So we also, like to support local, or at least, in our community, in our state, as well as he has a YouTube channel that is just a wealth of knowledge. I've learned a lot from him, especially about seed starting and how we do our process from him. We don't have a affiliate code or anything like that, otherwise we would definitely share one. Maybe we'll have to look into that. But so I'm just going to run through and show you some of the things we're adding to our seed collection this year. And I call it a collection because we do in fact apparently collect them with the amount that we have. Did you want to add something?
Yeah, another good thing about us buying seeds from M.I. Gardner is that his seeds are all climatized to where we live. We live in southern Michigan, and he's About mid-state.
Well, he's in the thumb area.
Yeah, it's about mid-state.
Oh yeah.
He's up there.
Okay. No, further north. He's in Port Huron, south of the thumb.
Oh, he's just Port
north
Huron.
of
Okay.
Detroit
Oh, I
area.
thought he was way up in the. Okay.
No.
Well, anyway.
But still, we know the stuff we're getting. He grows it, so we can too.
Yeah.
So. I'm just kind of sorting these a little bit as we're chatting, but some of the things that we're going to do, these are Blue Lake bush beans. These are not new to us. We buy these from M.I. Gardner every year. They are great producers. We love green beans. We like bush beans over pole beans. We were definitely not fans of pole beans when we tried them, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
We just didn't like them. They were a tougher texture. And
Plus you had to pull the spine out.
yeah,
Or with the bush beans, we don't have to.
we blanch them, freeze them, and it's perfect. We don't prefer them canned because they get mushier. They're not bad, but and I guess if the grid went down, we would can all of the ones that we have in the freezer and like them just as well. But we do prefer to blanch and freeze those. Let's see, we got some glass gem corn. So it's just like, what do you call it? Like ornamental.
Like ornamental or popcorn maybe.
Popcorn maybe, yeah. So they're really pretty. I don't know if you can see it that far away, but multicolored corn. We got some new cucumbers. We were just saying how we have a whole bunch, but the ones we got last year were like Space Saver 80 or something they were called, and they did terrible. And it was probably weren't very good tenders
We
of
had
the
a lot
garden.
we had a lot of stem rot on them.
Yeah,
I
but we
noticed
didn't
that.
tend them very well either. So, but we got some Wisconsin pickling cucumbers this year and Ashley cucumbers. I have a daughter named Ashley, so I was like, well, we got to try those. So, all right, and let's see, for squash, we got from him. We would have bought everything from him, but what he didn't have in stock, we went to Baker Creek for. So we don't necessarily prefer his this over another. We just always buy from him. Burgess buttercup squash. We really like those, and they do really well here in Michigan. They're a winter squash. Butter bush squash. Oh, I don't remember that one, but I guess we're gonna try it
Well, that's
this
just like
year.
butternut.
I might have thought I was buying a butternut. It is a compact butternut squash. So there you go, butter bush squash. Interesting. Maybe it grows in a bush instead of a vine.
Grows smaller. Maybe it grows shorter.
Yeah. And then we got Connecticut field pumpkins. Our goal is every year to grow enough pumpkins for our grandkids. We have 6 grandkids. And rarely.
It's harder than you think.
We grew 6 one year, but then I think 3 rotted on the vine, or no.
Yeah, they rotted before we could
We
pick
had
them.
6 small, and by the time they got big, I think we ended up with 1. But anyway, we are going to try parsnips this year. I don't know that I've ever ate them. Have you?
Yeah, they're like radish, and I love radishes, so any variants to a radish, I'm game to try. They're a little spicier, a little zippier. So I gotta put some water on that.
Anyway, I'll move on. And then we're trying some broccoli. This is the Waltham 29 broccoli. I don't know much about the broccoli varieties, but we're going to try that one. The Chadwick cherry tomatoes, we have had great success with these, and they're very good. John loves a good cherry tomato. Those are snacks while we're in the garden mainly. And then we are going to try some of these Aunt Molly's ground cherry tomatoes. I've never had them before, but I just being on Facebook and various YouTube channels and that I follow, I've heard that they're very good as well. So we're going to try those. And we also got some dill, Ducat dill. We had some in our herb garden the last several years, but this past year it didn't come back. So that is. We also have.
You didn't show the peppers, did you?
Oh, I didn't show the peppers. We got a lot
Here's
of peppers.
another pepper.
Well, that's different.
Oh, yeah.
That's a different seed haul. So peppers from M.I. Gardner we got this year are
Pacillo. They're Pacillo. And what I intend on doing with these is growing them out and then drying them whole. And then I use them in a lot of different Mexican dishes I make.
Is that in those barilla?
Barilla tacos.
Yeah.
That and the I'll just skip over here to the poblano pepper. I'll do the same thing with those. I'll dehydrate them right down to I'll dehydrate them whole, and then I'll use them when I cook.
And then we have serrano peppers, sweet banana peppers, Santa Fe Grande. These are just like a small. Oh no, these are not the ones we get from.
They're pretty close.
These are a bite of heat, but not too much. Those ones we get from Walmart are not sweet. Anyway, Santa Fe Grande peppers. And these are the parsnips we already talked about. So that's the vegetables and herbs. And then we also got from M.A. Gardner Cosmos. I'm gonna try to do a bunch of flowers this year, like around the outside of the garden, in some of the filler spaces in the garden, just to attract more pollinators as well. So we got Cosmos, Papaver.
Yeah.
Poppies.
Papaver.
I love poppies. They are a perennial too, so they'll come back every year. I don't know if Cosmos are, but Shasta daisies, which I love, are beautiful, and asters. I got some of those. And then that's it for our My Gardener haul. And then we got some from Baker Creek as well. These are herbs.
Yeah, we got.
This was a freebie. When you order from Baker Creek, after so many packets, you get a free one. So they sent us a blue spice basil.
And we got borage or borage or whatever they call it.
I'm not sure exactly the pronunciation, but it says here that it's a blue flower used as a garnish, and it's a cucumber flavored leaves that can be used for salads. So I thought that sounded good.
Yep. Yarrow,
which has a lot of medicinal value. Don't ask me what they all are, but I have a book on it. So yeah.
We got birdhouse gourds because they're super fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they grow and it's just this big viney mess.
Oh, it's
and
beautiful.
They're so cool. You know, we do it over our hoop beds. You know, we walk under them, and I mean, you walk under them in the summer, and it's just this instant feeling of coolness.
Yeah, we planted these 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And holy smokes, did they take off. I think we had over 40.
I probably had 40, 45 gourds, and a lot of them, I dried them. Matter of fact, I still have some hanging down in the pantry up in the ceiling. Yep. And then I scrape all the skin off the sides of them, and then I painted them and put a little hole in them for birds, and actually sold some at a garage sale.
Yeah, I remember that. You gave some as gifts and things like that.
Cool. We got poblano peppers, which
we touched on those. Yep.
Okay. We got cantaloupe for melons. We've tried watermelon several times. We just can't get watermelons to do anything here, so we're gonna go the cantaloupe route.
I thought I think we are doing watermelons too.
We probably are.
We'll look at. I think we have the seeds, so we didn't order them, but
yeah.
And then more flowers.
We got dahlias. California poppy.
I thought those were really pretty.
Yeah, we'll probably
they're called jelly beans, California poppy, and I saw them on the Baker Creek website, and the picture sold me straight away. So
Cosmos and zinnias.
We got lots of. I thought there was another zinnia. No, I have tons of zinnias already too that I'll be planting, and we got morning glories and marigolds.
Echinacea, sunflower, lemongrass, calendula.
Right. So
marigolds.
I did want to show you guys real quick just kind of how our brain works when it comes to garden planning. Let me get these out of the way. We have just a 3-ring binder. So in this binder we have page protectors, which you probably won't be able to see because of the glare and the windows that are behind the camera. But in this, we have diagrams, which I'll show you after we're done talking about it, kind of like a close-up. So this is a diagram of one half of our garden, and then this other page has the other half of our garden. And then we have calendars, which I'll show you a close-up of those too. So for February, what we do is we break it down. I used the, is it the Farmer's Almanac website and Clyde's Planner, which if you don't have one, or if you're not familiar with that, it is this little slide. It lists you line up the red line with your last frost date, average last frost date, and then it will tell you when to sow your seeds inside or direct sow them outside and what dates based on your last frost date. So anyway, so between that and I also punched in our zip code on the Farmer's Almanac website, which I didn't even know that was where you could get your dates for planting, direct sowing, and all of that. Rachel at 1870s Homestead had a video on it, and I was like, well, let me check that out. And I did, and I was amazed. And I sent it to my daughter too, so that she could use it when she starts her garden as well. Anyway, so for with this, we plan out our calendars. We did this a month ago probably, so we know each week what we're going to plant. We started our rosemary and celery already, like a couple weeks ago. I think we had a video on that. And then we did a bunch of tester seeds, which I think we ended up with over a dozen pepper plants that we just couldn't bring ourselves to get rid of.
Yeah, we've up-potted them once. We're going to have to up-pot them again
today, probably, or tomorrow. So right now, the time for us is to start our pepper plants. So those will be started. We might make that a separate video, or maybe we'll add it on to the end of this one. But so we're going to start our all those pepper seeds that you saw today. Those will be in dirt by the end of this weekend. And then we're also going to start some of our brassicas, cabbage, and cauliflower. And then in a couple weeks, on the weekend of the 15th, we'll be starting tomatoes, broccoli, and our loofahs. And then hopefully by the end of March, we'll have our onion sets back from Dixondale Farms. Actually, no, I think I selected April 1st as a mail shipping date. So we will get them in the first week of April when they come. And then at the end of March, we'll be starting inside our Brussels, lettuce, tomatillos, ground cherries, and kale. And but anyway, so just a quick list of what we're planting this year in no particular order. We're gonna do you want to go through it?
Well, it's kind of in order of when we're going to start the seeds.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, but I was, So
Okay.
these are all flowers. So,
Okay.
But anyway, go ahead.
So in February, onions, lemongrass,
Which we've already
celery,
started.
rosemary. And then here this weekend, we're going to do our cabbage and our peppers.
And then I think leeks. We don't have leek seeds. How do we?
We're going to have to order some leeks. I think we talked about that earlier.
But I don't think we ended up ordering any, did we?
Right.
I'll have to look back.
Okay, we're going to do broccoli, loofahs, the ground cherries, cantaloupe. All right, bunching onions, tomatillos. Tomatoes will be early March.
Next weekend.
Okay. And then some flowers, herbs, the dahlia, chamomile, some daisies, and the yarrow. Mm-hmm. And then in April, we're going to go with our Brussels, cucumbers. What is that?
Birdhouse gourds.
Oh, birdhouse gourds.
Bad handwriting.
Lettuce, watermelon, butternut squash. And I love butternut squash. We take it and
make soup.
I basically just cut it up, take all the core out of the, what is that? Like the skin.
Yeah.
And I just cube it up and I can it. And then we turn it into soup or stuffing or dressings. And it's really good.
Delicious.
You might have to take over.
Okay. I don't know if you guys noticed on our last video, John's voice was kind of hoarse and almost muted sounding. He had his tonsils removed on, when did you do that? The 15th of February. So he's just over 2 weeks post-op. So he still gets a scratchy throat, which is why I've been doing most of the talking today. Okay. So
don't think she's going to take over.
No, and I will not be. Okay, so you said butternut squash, pumpkins, and then the flowers, of course, a whole bunch of flowers. I'm going to probably start some inside, but I probably am going to also direct sow, so I have some that come in a little bit later outside. But asters, celosia, cosmos, marigolds, morning glories, nasturtiums, primrose. I don't know if I got that. Zinnias, and then herbs, basil, borage. How do we decide?
Borage, I think it's borage.
And then calendula. We want to grow some of that. And then for May, now these are going to be mostly direct sown outside from seed. We won't be starting these in the house. Beans, peas. Oh yeah, see there's the peas. Where did I have them? Oh, they were on this calendar wrong. So beans, peas, carrots, corn, kohlrabi, parsnips, radish, summer squash, zucchini, acorn squash, and buttercup. We may do those inside just so they have a head start, because those are winter squash, so they take longer to, anyway. Yeah. Then we have phlox, poppy, sunflowers, lots of sunflowers. We usually get a ton of volunteers every year, just because one year I planted a lot and I haven't planted any for a while, and we still get tons every summer.
Sometimes they pop up in places you don't want them, and she won't let me pull them.
No, I love them. They're beautiful, and I would have them everywhere, and I do. And then the dill and the echinacea. And I think that's it. So yeah, we have very big garden dreams this year. We're hoping to take you guys along with us. I am going to show you real quick a close-up of my calendar just so you can see, or my planner. Okay, so here is just a glimpse of our planner. So this is one half of our garden. This is the other half, which I'll show you in a minute. But you can see my garden beds. These are all roughly, they're 3 feet wide and 6.5 feet long. So we've got bush beans, we've got watermelon, cantaloupe here. This, we put 2 beds together. And we're going to actually put hog panels over it. We already have it on there, but we're going to put netting over it. The cabbage moths are absolutely terrible here, and so we are going to 100% screen them in so that nothing, those darn...
All of our brassicas.
All of our brassicas, yeah, because they obliterated our cabbage and our Brussels 2 years ago. So anyway, we're going to have Brussels in here, kohlrabi, lettuce, cabbage, kale, or we might put kale in here also, broccoli. Then we've got the tomatillo ground cherries, parsnips, turnips, cucumbers on the trellis. And then that is a very well-established strawberry bed that's overflowing. I think we started 3 or 4 summers ago with 13 little sprouts from the Pratt family homestead. And holy smokes, have they multiplied in the last several years. And then let's see, we have spaghetti squash and summer squash. And we'll add more stuff to these beds. A lot of these empty beds will end up with flowers, or, you know, we always start way too many seedlings, so we'll have a lot of fill-ins as well.
Try to do some companion planting.
Yeah, but we'll also, we'll have extra tomato plants and, pepper plants, I'm sure. So right here we have buttercup squash and butternut squash, a whole bed full of cherry tomatoes. We're going to try beets this year. Snap peas, this is where they go every year, because this is our garden entrance right here on this corner. So when you first come into the garden, you can have your snacks. Then we have more spinach and lettuce over there, which is also why the strategic placing of the cherry tomatoes, which are also our garden snacks. So, and then down here, we're going to do some more lettuce, spinach. The loofahs are going to be on that trellis there. And then this one will have the birdhouse gourds. They take over. Both of them take over. So we probably won't put, in the heat of the summer, these spinach and lettuce and radishes probably won't be there very much, because the gourds and the loofahs will take over. Okay, so the other half of the garden, this is our brand new side. The asparagus divides it. So if you've ever seen our garden, if you're looking at it from above, the half I just showed you would be over here. And then we have an asparagus crop that grows right through here with a little shed, a tool shed in the middle. So these are out of these IBC totes. So we're going to be working at our waist or chest level, which I'm super excited about. Our friends, the Proctors, they don't have a channel, but they watch our shows all the time. So hi, John and Kathy. But anyway, we got the idea from them, and every time I go over there, I'm just so envious of their ability to work at waist level. So I think it's great. But anyway, so we're going to have tomatoes, probably in those 5. And then we're going to have peppers and these 5. And then over here we have our onion sets and our bush beans over here.
And we just added a new one right here.
We just filled in that one yesterday, so we've got to get it filled as well with dirt and stuff. And then we got carrots, bunching onions, celery, and then an empty one, which we may end up doing more bush beans because we love them so much. So, and then just real quick, to show you the calendar that I was speaking of. This is kind of how we have it. We have a little diagram here that shows what the little acronyms are for. So you can see I'm sewing inside my peppers, and then for March, kind of our plan there. And then it also will show you when, like first planting outside, that's what the FP stands for. And then here we have like direct sow, the DS. There's our last frost date is May the 11th or around that date. So yeah, it just goes all the way through. I didn't continue it on for harvest because this does have like BH for begin harvest. So I guess I did have it in there for some. All right. I had mentioned on the Farmer's Almanac site. So I actually copy and pasted this into like an Excel spreadsheet and printed it. But it has so much information. This is right from their website. I put in my zip code, which is for Hillsdale County, Michigan, and it literally will tell you when to start your plants inside, when to transplant them outside, or when you can start seeds outside, and what the last date to plant. So I could plant arugula as late as September 8th and still get a crop this year. So I thought that was pretty cool. I just wanted to show you guys that. It goes all the way through. I even did one for fall dates. So all of these, when we plant our fall garden later this summer or spring, I've got all of those dates too. So I just printed it because these won't change from year to year. They shouldn't. So that'll be great. So something else that I started doing this year, I created a spreadsheet. I have tabs of vegetables, herbs, excuse me, flowers. So there's nothing in them right now, but here's an example. So I created this off, did some Googling and just had some different ideas and kind of made it my own. But so this is my plant log. This is where I plan to keep track of my seeds that I'm buying to see what's germinating well, what isn't. This will show you what year the seed was. For example, my Baker Creek lemongrass, the seeds that I planted earlier this spring were from 2022. I have not they did germinate like within 2 days, and they're doing great. They actually have to be up potted this weekend, but I can put in there the depth and how far apart. So if I ever save seeds from this, I know a lot of the details of the planting and that for it. So if I throw away the seed packet. So I printed myself off a bunch of blank ones so that I can just keep filling them in. So here's the rosemary that we planted. That was actually a burpee seed that we got from Walmart, I think, or Dollar General or something. And it tells you when to plant those inside and if they're container friendly. So I just put all the details on there that I think might be important to me someday if I were to save seeds or, just want to look up any information about the plants that I'm growing. Real quick, I wanted to show you also the Clyde's garden planner. So this is where I was talking that you can slide this over to your last frost to about right there. And so this you can see then when to plant each one. So the cauliflower, then you would first plant it around April 12th, and you should be able to begin harvesting in mid-June. So you can do that for everything. So tomatoes, it says to sow inside in end of April, which we're gonna do them next week, so 2 weeks. We like to give ours a little bit more of a head start, but so obviously this is not set in stone. All right, so that is our seed haul for this year and an idea of our garden plan and what we anticipate with our big pipe dreams this year. So hopefully we are good stewards of our garden as we were not last year. So life happens. We've got a lot of other exciting things coming to the farm. We've got meat birds right now, so we'll be doing a video on moving them to their new digs here soon. They'll be moving out of my furnace room because the bedding is getting stinky, even though we change it every 2 days. So that's coming. And yeah, so I hope you liked just kind of a peek into how our brains work when it comes to garden planning. And, if you have questions, put them down below. And if there's something you'd like to see in more detail or any questions, definitely let us know. You want to add anything? How's your voice?
No, my voice is good. It just, when I ramble on, which you know I do.
He does do that.
It just gets kind of raspy. But anyway, yeah, we're excited for this year's garden. Like I said, we put a new IBC Tote out there yesterday. I just tore it all apart and did what I have to do to them. And what we do with those is, in the bottom of them, I cut a big hole out of the bottom so there's drainage. But then in the bottom, I put all my scrap wood that we burn. Like if I get a big knot that I can't split or something like that, I'll throw stuff like that in the bottom of that. And I do about a solid 2 feet of just crappy wood that I don't want to burn. And then on top of that, we put tree mulch. Like when they cut a tree and they mulch it all up, we have it dropped off here. And then we fill that up almost to the top. And then throughout the season, that will settle.
Yep.
So this year will be the first year we're planting out of them. So I've gotten a truckload full of manure from our friends the Proctors. He filled my truck up yesterday. So part of our job today is to get that out of there and get it into these beds. That will settle. And then we'll go ahead and move on with our good black dirt I'm going to have that brought in.
Yeah, we're going to probably price around. We've never bought it by a truckload or had it delivered. We usually just buy the bags, which I think it's going to be a lot more cost effective to have a load of it. Maybe we go and just have it dumped into our truck like we did with the manure, and it might be cheaper than a delivery fee. But
might have to be a couple trips. But
yeah. So, but we definitely are going to do that. And we might do a video on the IBC Tote gardening. Because you can find them anywhere. They can be pricey if you got to look around. But maybe we should do a video on that. Because I know
a lot of people don't understand what an IBC Tote is. It's hard to explain what they are.
Right.
But a lot of farmers use them for it's liquid in them that cleans out their milking lines. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of different companies use them for they hold syrups
and we made sure the ones we have are all food grade.
Yep,
so we got some from a honey packaging plant, so they came with bulk honey in them that was bottled, and then that's where we got most of them.
Yeah.
And then our son-in-law's brother works for a local food production company in the next town over, and he was able to get his hands on a few and bring them over and surprise John with them. So
I need 2 more, and I'll have that garden bed.
Yeah, we need 2 more. So,
but then I want to get them for water treatment too, for off of the buildings we built out back. I want the eaves troughs to fill into them to have water out there for what we're getting.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll definitely do more on that because, like I said, we hadn't seen it before. Our friends, the Proctors, did it, and I think it's genius to be working up here instead of bending down, and everything is just right at your chest level or waist to chest level depending on your height.
Yeah, you're picking here instead of bend over.
Yeah, even though we have raised beds, these are still going to be so much better. We're excited. So we're definitely planning to age in place. Isn't that what they call it? So that's part of it, bringing our gardens up to us and not breaking our backs to tend to them. So
might have to build a ramp outside instead of steps.
Years from now, hopefully. But anyway, thanks for joining us on our journey, and hopefully we have a lot more to come.
Yep. And we always say here at Todd's Podge Homestead, we love getting our new seeds in the mail and going through them, and you guys should too.
You should too.
See you later.
Thank you. See you next time.